Everybody changes the outer tie rod. Almost no one shows you how to replace the inner one. Let's talk about it. Some of the symptoms of a bad inner tie rod: steering play, rack movement, failed inspection, clunking, and alignment issues. Some of the tools required for this job are an inner tie rod tool, a large wrench, boot clamp pliers, needle nose pliers, and a torque wrench. 21 millimeter. First thing we're going to do is remove this cotter pin. It's going to be a 17 millimeter. Before we go any further, we're going to want to make sure we get this jam nut loose back here. We got that one to break free. This is an aluminum knuckle. You got to be careful beating on these. Put a 13 millimeter on the inner tie rod, and a 19 millimeter on the outer tie rod, and then unthread this. I also count my turns as I'm backing the tie rod off. Make sure I got the right amount of turns when I'm putting the new one back on. Sometimes they'll vary in length from part to part, so count the turns will get you close, but not right on. In this particular instance, I'm also replacing the inner tie rod, so I have to go off the full measurement, and this paint marker really isn't going to matter much. But my count will help. That's 1. That's 2. That's 3. That's 4. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and about a half. So I had about 13 and a half turns to get this one off. So if I'm putting the new one on, 13 and a half turns should get me back to my line. Comparing the old one to the new one, they do appear to be about the same length, so 13 and a half should be pretty close. So now that we're working with our inner tie rod, we're going to take this off. We're going to take our jam nut off completely, take a pair of pliers, spring clips, take this clip off the end. Go ahead and untwist this wire tie. Now we can slide our boot off. Now on this side, you may not even have to use the special tool to get it off. You might be able to get away with a large wrench or adjustable. 32.5 millimeter. Put a tool in place. Lock in. Take a breaker bar, break it loose. Okay. Go ahead and thread that off. We also got a little spacer in here. I believe the new one comes with, so we're going to replace that as well. This is a good time to make sure you clean everything up. Make sure there's no dust, dirt, debris in here. This should be as dust free as possible. You don't want any dust getting on this piston, scratching up the seals. New bushing, spacer, put that in nice and tight. Fully seated. This is where I like to put just a little bit of thread locker to make sure the thing doesn't back out. Just a little dab will do you. Tighten it up until it bottoms out. This one comes with a new jam nut, so go ahead and take that off. So we're going to need to remove that to put the boot on. This needs to be torqued down to about 70 foot-pounds. So I'll set my tool up with my torque wrench. Now we can put our boot back on. Good time to check and inspect the boot. Make sure it doesn't have any rips, tears, or anything like that. If it does, go ahead and replace it. Now the boot will slide until it actually drops in its channel naturally. There's a little channel right here. It's just going to fall right into. Some kits come with a strap, but you can just use a huge zip tie right here. Just get it nice and tight, and then put your clamp back on the end. Comparing the old inner tie rod to the new inner tie rod, same measurement. The 13 and a half count on the tie rod end should just be about perfect. Clamp back on, good to go. Install our new jam nut, install our new tie rod end. All right, just hooked. That was our half turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, right there. Bring our jam nut back down, keep it from turning. I'm gonna clean this out because I got a little bit of grease in there. I wanna make sure it seats well. Go ahead and install that, put our nut on. If you put a little bit of upward force on here, it'll help it wedge in place so you can get that nut tight. If you're having a hard time with the center spinning, you can actually put a floor jack under here. A block of wood, push up on that to hold it in the wedge to allow this to turn. We're gonna torque this down, then we're ready to put it all back together. And this nut only gets torqued down to 37 foot-pounds. The nut on the new one is bigger, of course. The nut on the new one was 19 millimeters. We're pretty good on our cotter pin alignment. Slide our new cotter pin, bend that in place. Now you can tighten down our jam nut. We're done. Ain't no sense in going crazy on it. The alignment shop's gonna need that loose. And you will need to get a professional alignment done. When the wheel's straight and no more play, it's ready for the alignment.